Okay, so yes, let's start with the chest opener. So get the first block. So the long edge is parallel with the short edge, and then the second one is higher, and that's for your head. So our shoulder blades are gonna go here.
Shoulder blades and head, right?
And then head. So I think the easiest way to do this is to kind of get down onto the sits bones, kind of lean back onto one forearm, and then find the block under the shoulder blades, the first one. And then lie on that with the shoulder blades and then adjust, kind of reach back for that second block. It's sometimes nice to let the hair out, let the hair down, and then just let those shoulders kind of drape over the block. And arms will be out like a Y or a T. If you want, you can just reach them overhead and let the fingers kind of dangle and hang over the floor. And exhale to the right. Let's allow the next exhale to usher us into the space. Kind of marking the beginning of our practice together. Follow that exhale with as many exhales as you need. You both are veterans to yen. So remember that it is a holy practice, and we might want some blankets. You might want more as we go. Allow those blankets to envelop you in stillness and presence. Maybe visualizing as if you were lying on the floaty in a pool, buoyant. You're in a pool, it's enclosed, you don't have to worry about drifting to sea. But you're still light as a feather. The breeze on the water just gently allows your floaty and your body to just flow here and there, buoyant and light, and at rest. And now in the spirit of community, I'm just going to share the passage from the weekly email from Thich Nhat Hanh. When we throw a rock into a river, the rock will sink. But if we have a boat, the boat can carry hundreds of pounds of rocks and it will not sink. The same is true with our sorrow and pain. If we have a boat, we can carry our pain and sorrow, and we will not sink into the river of suffering. And what is that boat? The boat is, first of all, the energy of mindfulness that you generate by your practice. The boat is also the Sangha, the community of practice consisting of brothers and sisters in the Dharma. Allow yourself to float on this floaty or boat, community, energy of mindfulness. Feel the front of your body light, as if you were floating over your physical body. The back of your body flowing into the front of your body. You're so light. Allow the energy of mindfulness to direct our practice this evening. This beautiful Sangha. Let's come into our rebound. So perhaps bringing the head off of that block. Yeah, just letting it drop down and lean to one elbow, onto a forearm, slide that block out beneath the shoulder blades. And come onto that back. Allow the body to be neutral. Perhaps allowing the nuance of the shape and coming out of the shape to flow through you. Hearing what those little messages among the nuances have for you. Let's draw the breath in. And exhale to let it go. Inhale again. And exhale. Let's bring both of our knees over the hips. You kind of adjust the shoulder blades and the hips, the back is going to be on the ground. And maybe if you have a block handy, bring it over to that right side. Cross the left knee over the right. That's one option. And then allow those knees to just drift over to the right side of the mat, maybe onto the floor or onto a block for twisted roots. And with those arms, maybe you bring them out overhead like a Y or out like a T. Or maybe you cross the right arm over the body and bring that left arm, the left hand towards that right elbow. And allow those arms and the chest to open. Really nice job, Grace. Bring that out as sigh. Signaling a new beginning in this shape. New messages, new experience, new relationship with these parts of our body in this new shape. When we throw a rock into a river, the rock will sink. Maybe drawing awareness to the space between the shoulder blades and the upper back. And then the low back, the space between the pelvis. And then the trace From the low back between the pelvis up the spine to the upper back between the shoulder blades and the base of the neck. And then back down. Sinking into the shape. Maybe you notice a rise and fall of the stomach. The expansion of the chest, no matter how big or small that expansion is. Maybe bringing awareness to the nostrils. And perhaps notice the air entering the base of the nostrils and going up the nasal passage. Maybe you follow it through the sinuses, through the lungs, the throat, tracing the breath to the end. Let out a breath. And now with control, maybe open up the arms to the side first. And allow the palms to press onto the earth as you use them to support you in bringing the knees back to the middle. And then let's exhale and let those legs untwist, unravel, and then bring those legs long. Good, exhale. Inhaling, ushering in the rebound. Maybe counting down, starting with the head, 10, chin, 9, awareness to our shoulders, 8, the heart, 7, the lower ribs, 6, the navel, 5, the hips, 4, the knees, 3, 2, the ankles, 1, the tops of the feet, and 0, the soles and big toes. Drop into your rebound. Let's inhale. Exhale. And then find that block. Plant both feet on the ground. And then press those feet into the floor, lifting the hips just enough to slide that block underneath the sacrum. And lower that sacrum onto the block. And then from here, maybe bring those legs long, walking the heels out little by little, one heel at a time, legs coming long, and letting those feet fall out or in. Or you can keep the feet on the floor and walk the legs apart. And if you want, you could bring those arms up overhead, reaching past the front of the mat, out like a Y or a T or over the head. If that doesn't feel okay, another option is to roll onto the belly, bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, let the legs come along, the hips, the pubic bone underneath the back, the glutes, elbows down into more of a Sphinx pose. Let's drop here into our supported Sphinx. When we throw a rock into a river, the rock will sink. But if we have a boat, the boat can carry hundreds of pounds of rocks and it will not sink. Feel the support and the buoyancy of your body. Feel that unsinkable boat in the support of that block underneath your sacrum. And perhaps bringing that awareness once more to the very base of the tailbone between the hips, tracing it up the back to the top of that spine between the shoulder blades at the base of the neck. And let's exhale, follow the spine down the body. Trace the breath maybe up the front side of the body, past the ribs and the heart to the base of the throat. And maybe across the chest to the shoulders, down the elbows to the palms. And then exhale. Maybe allow the tongue to relax in the mouth. The jaw to relax. The eyes to soften. And again, as if you were floating on that floaty, buoyant, safe. All of your rocks floating in the boat. On an exhale, perhaps bringing feet to the floor first. When those feet get planted, then press those hips up. Slide that block out from underneath the sacrum. Feel yourself resting on the earth. each passing moment dropping more and more into our practice. Bring your eyebrows on the left side of your body as we drop into ourselves more and more. Let's scan the body. This time, starting with the head, the count of 3. Exhale. Inhale, 2 at the hips. Good, let it go. Then your feet for 1. You can have it. And now, as you're ready, there's no rush. Hugging those knees into the chest, maybe to start, and bringing the knees over the hips, crossing the right leg over the left. And then if you have that block, maybe move it to the left side of your mat as you drape the legs over the left side of the mat, maybe onto a block or the floor, coming into our twisted roots on the other side. Maybe you bring the left arm over the body, the right arm on the left elbow, or arms overhead or to the side. Just coming into your cradle. Yeah, and either leg can cross over. We just want to bring the knees over to the side. Allowing ourselves to become present here. And maybe allowing the sensation of your heart beating in your chest to bring you present. The same is true with our sorrow and pain. If we have a boat, we can carry our pain and sorrow, and we will not sink into the river of suffering. Allow yourself to drop into the unsinkable support of the boat. Allow the cheeks to soften. That outer hip. Where that gallbladder meridian runs. Allow that to soften. As we bring that gallbladder meridian into balance. That gallbladder providing clarity. If it's out of balance, we might feel kind of overwhelmed with options. We could feel impulsive. So bringing ourselves neutral, not impulsive, not overwhelmed to the sense of paralysis. By having that clarity, so we can make a decision whenever that decision needs to be made. Could be clarity in a moment, like an aha moment. It could be clarity that unveils itself over time. Feel that support on an energetic level from your gallbladder meridian. Now, as you're ready with arms out like a T, plant those palms, plant those hands, and allow that support of the hands to bring those knees to the middle. And then the legs come nice and long. Let's be here. To bathe in the nuances of the rebound. The nuances that come from the shape. And maybe sigh. Bring the awareness to the beating of your heart. Bring it to your ankle. Bring it to your knees, your hips. And then to your stomach. And then let's exhale and let that breath go. And then as you're ready, gently pulling over to one side, and then we'll come up to a tabletop position. You can move that eye pillow, you can move the blankets out of the way. When you get to your table, you curl the toes under. You're bringing the fingers to face the knees and letting those wrists shine towards a narrow edge of the mat or shine in the opposite direction of the knees. And then come back to just a normal table with the palms down, the fingers forward. And now we'll inhale to step the right foot between the hands. And then that left foot, let's swing it off the right long edge of the mat. And then walk our hands off the mat on the left side. So we've got our right foot one way, yep, and that left foot, shine that left foot here straight towards me. Yes. Perfect, ladies. Now let's inhale and come up overhead first. And then we'll fold it forward in front of that left knee and just walk those arms out and press the right knee towards the right edge, long edge of your mat, and bring your arms down to puppy and melt the heart to the floor. Yes, exactly. Maybe you feel that stretch in the underbelly of the right leg, opening of that tissue, the fascia. You bring that chin coming towards the chest, just let the head hang. You can even bring the forearms to the floor. You might feel that in the outer hip still, in that gallbladder meridian area. And with these knees bent, that activates our stomach meridian, allowing us to get nourishment out of our situations and experiences. When we throw a rock into a river, the rock will sink. But if we have a boat, the boat can carry hundreds of pounds of rocks and it will not sink. The same is true with our sorrow and pain. If we have a boat, we can carry our pain and sorrow, and we will not sink into the river of suffering. And what is that boat? The boat is, first of all, the energy of mindfulness that you generate by your practice. We've been practicing mindfulness all evening. Bringing our awareness here to the breath entering the base of the nostril, through the nose, following the breath, noticing where it ends. Bring your arms out more like a Y if you want. That might change the sensation on your shoulders. Now with your mind's eye, bring your awareness to the third eye point between the brows. And then follow that energy to the palms, however it gets there, whatever the route is, bring that energy to the palms of your hands. And maybe with those eyes closed, walk those hands kind of one by one towards your left knee. So your head and your back will rise. Maybe the eyes are still closed. And as you walk those hands towards the knees, you lift the shoulders, the hands come off the ground, and you bring your arms out like a T, coming into somewhat of a high kneel. The breath go. And then with eyes closed, or you can open them, but as if moving through a dream, come into your rebound onto your back. However you come into your rebound, it's just fine. Feel the back of that right leg, kind of the belly of that big hamstring muscle drop. It's all that fascia around the muscle. Just unravel. as if that muscle could breathe because the fascia is finally free. So notice our hips. Noticing the sits bones. The knees. Ankles. The earlobes. Backs of the shoulder blades. Elbows and wrists. And then exhale. Rolling over to one side to bring yourself to your tabletop once more. And then from this table, bring that left foot between the hands. And then that right foot comes off the long edge of the mat. And we can walk our hands to the long edge, opposite of the edge where the foot, that right foot is off. We'll begin by walking the hands towards the knees. We'll lift those arms up to the heavens. Grounding the left foot, maybe the knee, the top of that right foot. And then we can fold it forward, kind of in front of that right knee. Dropping that left knee, maybe past that left ankle, towards the toes, or just anywhere. Maybe that knee kind of tracking towards the pinky edge of the left foot. And then bring those hands anywhere in front of that long edge of the mat. Yeah, blocks under the forearms are great. The boat is also the Sangha, the community of practice consisting of brothers and sisters in the Dharma. Let's bring our awareness to our individual hearts. Notice the beating of your heart in your chest. And then remind yourself that within the walls of this room, all of our hearts are beating. And feel yourself and your heart beating as one with those in this room. And then picture your family and your loved ones. Imagine their hearts beating in their chests. And feel your heart connected to their hearts beating as one. Visualize their community of friends and loved ones and feel your heart connected to all of them, beating as one heart. And as we ripple out, we begin noticing all the friends and loved ones of everyone's friends and loved ones. Before too long, not before too long, the entire world is connected, beating as one heart. And with awareness on the beating of your heart, inseparable from the beating of the hearts of others. And with the eyes closed, just begin to walk those hands towards the right knee, slowly coming out your puppy dog forward fold. And then gently, slowly rising up into a high kneel, maybe bringing hands overhead and then drawing those palms in front of the heart. And feel your heart beating against your thumb knuckles. Now maybe as it's still moving through a dream with eyes closed, just bring that left knee to the earth to meet the right knee. And maybe sit back on your heels or onto a block. You can keep the eyes closed if you want and just listen as we bring our arms in front of the shoulders and bring our arms into an eagle arm variation with the right arm under, that left elbow drops on top of that right elbow crease. You can bring the backs of the palms together, or backs of the hands or palms. You're going to lift those elbows up and tuck the chin. And pull those arms into each other. And then exhale, dropping into this moment. Maybe you soften the belly. And you feel that weight shift backwards. Notice your heart beating in your back between the shoulder blades. Maybe feeling the reverberation of your heartbeat across your arms into your palms. On an out breath, unravel those arms and bring those wrists in front of the shoulders. Maybe float them down to the earth beside you. Just for a breath. And then when you're ready, bring those wrists in front of the shoulders again. And we'll bring the right arm under, not left arm, or the left arm under the right arm on top. And find those eagle arms. On the other side. And drop the chin to the chest, maybe. Lifting those elbows, maybe shoulder height. Maybe you relax the belly even more. Noticing the nuances in this arrangement of limbs, the chi in the body, the reverberation of energy moving. However you want to unravel those arms. If you want to come onto the front of the body and surrender, or to table, maybe a downward facing dog or puppy before your final rebound of Shavasana. Just allow whatever your body needs. This is chi just rushes through our system. These sandbags on your body, perhaps you feel heavy. As if you were to be thrown into an ocean, you might sink. However, with your Sangha and your mindfulness, you remain afloat. You are supported. Drop into that support. Transcending your body, space, and time. Remembering your true nature is peace. All is well. Slowly bringing our awareness to our physical body, perhaps by first noticing our toes, even wiggling toes. Feeling sits bones, and shoulders. Some beating of our hearts. If we ever feel as though we are sinking into the river of suffering, we bring our awareness to our heartbeat. To be reminded of our mindfulness practice, of our community that keeps us afloat. May that bring us comfort and peace. Noticing our fingers and palms, and maybe our forehead. Letting out a breath. Slowly bringing your mind back to this moment in time. Maybe wiggling your fingers. Maybe closing our palms. Perhaps, again, the beating of our heart can remind us of our true nature as peace, that all is well. Remaining in Shavasana, I'll close with our closing chant. So allow yourself to be further enveloped, reverberation of Om resonating with your internal resonance of Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.